Our speaker this afternoon is extremely special to the FFA. Dr. Steve Brown serves as a national advisor and is the chairman of the National FFA Board of Directors. Dr. Brown began his career at the Area Career and Technology Center classroom teacher for agriculture education. He served as a district supervisor in agriculture education for 23 years at the Missouri Department of Elementary and Secondary Education before coming to the U.S. Department of Education in 2008. Before Dr. Brown became the National FFA Advisor, he served in leadership roles in the National Association of Supervisors of Agriculture Education, the National Council for Agriculture Education, the National FFA Board of Directors, and as a National FFA Executive Secretary. Please join me in welcoming our guest speaker, Dr. Steve Brown.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here in South Carolina. I have to tell you, this is only my second time to ever set foot on South Carolina soil. I was here about 2 years ago down in the southern part of the state, but I'm impressed with the weather. I hear that sometimes you don't always have weather quite like this, and I'd like to take credit for it, but I don't want to carry that burden with me. But I'm honored to be here at the 90th South Carolina FFA Convention. I want to bring greetings on behalf of the National FFA Organization, the Board of Directors, the National FFA Foundation, the National FFA Alumni. I also want to share with you that I'm a proud product of school-based agriculture education and FFA. I'm a lifetime National FFA Alumni member. And I want you to help me today, so I want to see if they'll bring the house lights up just a little bit, because I need your help. So I want to divide us up. I want to divide us up in two groups. So everybody on this side, and it's pretty simple. It's two words, we are, and on this side is FFA. So you got it? This is we are, FFA. I'll give you a cue when I point. And you have to pay attention when I speak, because one of the things I'll do once in a while, I'll just all of a sudden pop that in there and say, who are we? And you're going to say, are you ready? Okay, let's practice it. You ready? 1, 2, 3. We are FFA! We are FFA! Now, I know that I'm in Clemson, South Carolina. Clemson Tigers. Now I have to tell you, I do travel around the state, and I know that you can do a lot better than that. I understand is it the Gamecocks and the Gators? They make more noise than that in their locker rooms than what you all did here today. So I want to really hear you. Who are you? We are FFA! We are FFA! Good job, good job. Yes, we are FFA. I've had the pleasure of serving as your National FFA Advisor for the last 7 years. Some of my personal history, my journey began when I was in the 4th grade. There was a new ag teacher came to our school, and I was impressed as that young person. And I don't know that that time they really ever knew that here was a 4th grader, I may have said 7, but 4th grader that was observing from the side, observing from a distance, and saw the impact that new young teacher made in our community. Now, I was raised in a small community. There was 36 in my graduating class, so I can relate to small schools. But in high school, I did wear the blue and gold. But one of the things that's happened to me that sometimes people always want to apologize or think they're not good enough, but they are. I never had the opportunity to serve as a chapter president. I served as a chapter officer, but never as a chapter president. I participated in CDEs such as meats, soils, livestock, parliamentary procedure, public speaking, but I never won a state event. But my career goal, early as I said in the 4th grade, was to become an ag teacher. That's all I wanted to do. So I want to find out for a second, is there anybody here that's considering becoming an ag teacher? Yeah, stand up. I want to say, stand up. I want to say thank you. And I hope you will pursue that goal with persistence and passion, because ag teachers are our unsung heroes in this country. So thank you for pursuing it, and I encourage you and hope that you will continue that goal. I'm not finished.
Sorry.
Okay, no. So we've got ag teachers, you know, and these future ag teachers. And there's one thing I want you to do, is all of you here in this auditorium. When you go back home, on the way home from this convention, some things like that, those of you that ag teaching may not be what your chosen goal might be, what I'd like you to do is I want you to thank that teacher that may have brought you. Just take a moment and say thank you. Thank you for taking the time to bring us, but I want you to do more than that. I want you to write a little note or verbally do it and thank your school administrators and your school boards for having such an outstanding person as a part of their school district, because they don't always hear that, they don't always get the praise they need. And I just want to say, I want to encourage you as FFA members to thank your local administration and local boards for becoming before your ag teacher and their work that they do each and every day. Now, as I told you, I taught agriculture education in secondary level for 5 years. I served as a national FFA executive secretary, or not the national, a state FFA executive secretary for 23 years. I served as a national FFA executive secretary for 2 years and served as a national FFA advisor now for 7 years. But one of the things I always believe for myself, that I'm just really a common person that has uncommon responsibilities. I'm just as comfortable in a pair of blue jeans on the end of a shovel handle, or hauling hay, or doing a variety of things that I experienced growing up. The other thing I want to thank South Carolina about is Deshaun Blanding. You should be proud. You should be proud of that accomplishment and be proud of him and support him. I always think of Hallmark cards sometimes when I think about people like Deshaun, because Hallmark cards used to have a logo or brand, however you want to call it, that says, "We care enough to send the very best." And I just want to say thank you, South Carolina, for caring enough to send the very best, sending us Deshaun and the opportunities and the things that he has done and how well he represents you. And so, who are you? We are FFA! We are FFA! One other person I want to make a shout out to is Katie Martin. She's been the person that's kind of gotten me around here, or has made sure that I'm on the right place at the right time throughout this convention. And I just want to give her a shout out because she's done a fantastic job. And if that's the kind of students that South Carolina FFA and agriculture education produces, we're in good hands for the future of this country. The last thing I want to talk just a little bit about, I know we're in Clemson, and I think that football is a pretty important activity around this campus. In fact, I think there's a place over here called Death Valley or something like that that's pretty important. Well, I want you to know, when I was in high school, I know it's hard to believe, but I played football. I did play football. And we had this play, we called it the bread and butter play. We only did it in practice. We kind of made it up, and it wasn't really a made-up play, but the coach would tell us if we wanted a water break, and I know it's hot in South Carolina. It was hot where I grew up in the Midwest in Missouri. If we wanted a water break, we had to score a touchdown. So that's when we called the bread and butter play. It's a double reverse halfback pass. I'm the wing back. I only had one function: down the field as fast as I can go and hopefully catch the ball. So we're in a game. We never run this play in a game. And the coach, all of a sudden, we were having a tough game. It was still 0-0. We're getting close to halftime. I'm one of the people, I and another gentleman, or a player, we carried the plays in and out. We didn't have all the technology and symbols, you know, and everybody waving and holding up signs and all that. Somebody carried the play in, and the next play, somebody else carried it in. So I was one of the individuals that carried in the play. So the coach called Let's do that. Let's do that bread and butter play you all always use to get a water break. Okay. So I told the quarterback, I said, that's what the coach said. He said, bread and butter play. Okay, so we line up. We were role models to perfection. I mean, this play was being executed, flawlessly. I'm shooting down the field just like I was supposed to. There wasn't anybody within 20 yards of me. I thought, all right. The halfback throws that ball. I could see it coming. I can see the laces on that ball. I can see the seams on that ball. It was an NFL quarterback perfect spiral. I'm going down the field. It couldn't have been a better throw. It's coming over my left shoulder. I extend my arms. Here's the ball. It hits me right in the hands, forearms, elbows, chest, stomach, thighs, knees, and bobbles out onto the field. I found out from the coach, or found out when you got back to the bench after the fumbling a ball like that, that face mask was more than just a protective device. He kind of used it as a handle to have a little chat with me. But you know what I learned from that? When I was going down that field, all I could think about, man, there's nobody around. Man, this is touchdown city. I'd already scored as far as I was concerned. It was touchdown city. But see, what I forgot is to stay focused. To stay focused, because the first thing I needed to do was catch the ball before I could score the touchdown. And that's kind of what we need to do in FFA. What we need to do in agriculture education. We have to stay focused. We have to stay focused on what's important. Because if we don't stay focused, we're going to fumble the ball. And we know in this world that we have a high percentage of people to feed. And by 2050, that population's growing very rapidly. And that we've got to be prepared and to stay focused. So we need each and every one of you, whether you're in whatever area of agriculture it might be. It could be forestry, it could be nursery, it could be any area, but we need people. We need workers that are educated. We need workers that have 4 characteristics, and I want to share those real quickly and briefly. 4 words I want you to remember. Purpose, passion, potential, and persistence. Purpose, passion, potential, and persistence. You wouldn't be in agricultural education and FFA if you didn't know your purpose. Each of us have to define our own purpose that fits us, but we need to know our purpose. You wouldn't wear that blue and gold jacket if you didn't have passion. Passion about the future of this country, passion about FFA, passion about others, because you know that motto, and I heard being stated to you yesterday about that last line, living to serve. Potential. FFA is a land of opportunity. My journey through FFA has been, I just can't even imagine the journey that it's provided me. And it can provide each and every one of you that same type of journey. I rarely meet someone that's been in FFA. In fact, I've never met anyone in FFA that really has said that it was something they regretted. It's something they're proud of. It's something that they appreciated. It's something in their background, whether it be a state senator, whoever it might be. They're proud of their FFA experience and heritage. So it's purpose, passion, potential, and persistence. The way to succeed is to be persistent. You're not going to succeed unless you continue to try to reach your goals. You can't give up the first time there's a stumbling block coming along. You need to be persistent. And finally today, in closing, I many times share this, and I'd like to share it today, that there are some words that I want, just some thoughts that I want you to share with you as you try to transform purpose into action. I want you to remember that your thoughts become your words. So have wholesome thoughts. That your words become your actions. So share kind words with others. Your actions become your deeds. Your deeds become your habits. So develop some good habits. Your habits become your character. But it's your character that becomes your legacy. So South Carolina FFA, I encourage you to transform purpose into action by leaving a legacy of hope, a legacy of vision, and a legacy of service. I'm honored to be here. Thank you, and I hope to have a great rest of the convention.
Thank you, Dr. Steve Brown, for coming to South Carolina and sharing your inspiring message to all of us. Please accept this small token of our appreciation.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.